Hello guys, this is Pedro Raufi and you're watching the markets review of the day. During this program, we're going to check the situations on the markets, on the stock market, on the Forex market, and of course on the cryptocurrency market as well. We're going to check different type of charts of the main assets of stock market, Forex market, and commodity market. And at the end of the program, we're going to check the price action of Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are the most famous assets of the cryptocurrency market. We're going to find some solutions for midterm traders, and we're going to check the technical analysis. We're going to check the news background which we have, and we are going to start from this news background which we are having. As you know, the situation around Ukraine is kind of getting worse and worse, and even despite all of this bad signals for stock markets, uh, Chair Powell yesterday said that he's going to raise rates in 2 weeks, and it could be even 2.5%. This means that they are going to tighten the monetary policy in this month during March, about which actually they already said, but this is going to happen. As you know, the only risks that we have now in this time on the markets is the sanctions which are getting approved from the United States to deal with Russian aggression around Ukraine. And all of the sanctions have their own impact on the United States market and Russian market as well. If we actually pay attention on Russian market, on the main stock indexes of Russian market, we had a real bad fallings from some days ago. And that situation with the most important main Russian stock market indexes, which we are now looking after. And situation is not going to change. The situation is not going to getting better, and mostly, they're going to fall further. Another thing about Russian market is that just look what happened to their currency, their national currency, the ruble, during 4 previous days, during the war, during the conflict, when started the Russian aggression. And so this situation could actually get worse, but China maybe is going to help Russia. So if China is going to really help Russia, maybe the situation with Russian markets could kind of change, and Russia is going to get close from whole world as North Korea, and this won't be really bad for whole world, but this would be really bad for people who are living in Russia. And as you know, United States is approving its own sanctions against Russia in that way, so it won't actually ruin its own markets. Just look at the S&P 500 index and Dow Jones indexes, industrial index, two main indexes of United States stock market, which are not falling during 4 previous days, and it looks like that they're under pressure, but they are not falling under local minimums. And mainly, if we are going to, for example, check the situation, technical situation of Dow Jones stock prices and S&P stock prices, we can actually say that they are above a local mirror level, which is a really important support for prices, which is 4,300 for S&P 500, and for Dow Jones is 33,000, which is a really important support and the mirror level, under which situation would be signalized as a bad situation. But till now, they are not sinking. Everything is okay because the United States, the Biden policy is kind of pro-American economy. They are kind of approving sanctions against Russia in that way, so they won't make things worth on their own stock market. And let's check what we are going to, how dollar indexes is actually changing the price action of dollar during last days. It was rising, but this rise is under pressure as well. Just pay attention on this accumulation of the energy near to local maximums. We are actually observing divergence on the 4-hour chart, which is a reversal signal. But in some ways, the speculation on dollar market will really cause some impulsive upward movements during today's day. So during today's day, we could have some upward impulses on dollar market, on upward impulses of dollar prices, which could happen during today's day, because we have some releases from the economic calendar for today, which are going to release during the day, and I'm going to actually check them by the Greenwich time for today, about 15 o'clock p.m. We are going to have the Jerome Powell speech, which is going to be really, really hawkish. It's going to be pro interest rate hiking, and it's going to actually make dollar prices to make some upward impulses. So another important thing that we are going to have for today is non-farm payrolls, and just don't forget about today's releases. You can just check them on the economic calendar and just look at the prognosis. Most of the prognosis for today for United States market are really positive. Let's go further and just look at the high-tech, most important stock index of United States. As you know, high-tech industries under the pressure of Biden's tax policy, monetary policy, which won't be really good for high-tech companies. Another reason is that high-tech companies are under the pressure of their own profits, which have been actually kind of reduced during previous month because of the stimulus program, which was closed, and now federal system is going to tighten the monetary policy as well. But just look at the chart, and as you see on the chart, we have a really important support around $14,000 of Nasdaq, the most important high-tech index of United States stock market. And here we have some signals of the future rising of the prices. So I think that during today's day, we just need to wait for dollar's speculative upward movement during American session, and after that, mostly the prices of stock markets could actually start to run further, rise further as well. Don't forget that correlation between United States dollar and stock market previously is not working, and the correlation between United States dollar with gold, I mean the opposite correlation between United States dollar and gold, is kind of not working as well. Gold is rising, United States dollar price is rising as well. The main correlation which we have now on the markets nowadays is the correlation between United States dollar and oil prices, which is opposite correlation, which is working, kind of working. And the other correlation is between the S&P 500 prices with the Bitcoin prices, which is unfortunately, a straight correlation. When S&P 500 is kind of falling, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market as well are going to fall. So here, due to the 4-hour chart and as well due to the daily chart, we have an opening of today's candle higher than yesterday's candle, which is a real good signal. I'm sorry, it's under yesterday's candle, and we had the upward correctional movement having already finished. And for today's day, maybe we are going to have some correctional downward movements, but we have to wait for this wait for prices to get strengthened above $14,000 again. So $14,000 is a main level, after the retest of which maybe prices are going to further continue to rise. But you have to be patient. Maybe this level is going to get breakthrough, going to get some false breakthroughs around this level. So you have to be careful. Maybe for now, for today, it's not a really good, it's not a really high chances to get into the stock market of the United States. But you just need to wait for dollar's upward movement to finish, and it would finish during today's sessions. And after that, the stock market would start to go long again during the day, for example, during the sessions. It was the 1 hour chart of Nasdaq. Let's check what is going on with the energy market. As you know, the situation on the energy market have been really strongly bullish because of the situation around Ukraine. The aggression of Russian occupants is continuing, and as you know, this war is going to continue. As Boris Johnson said, as Emmanuel Macron already said, that this war is going to continue. Energy prices haven't solved. The OPEC members cannot, they have already said that they can't supply that amount of oil which world needs. And they are going to try to just do it, but they are not physically, they just cannot fulfill this target. They cannot just fulfill it. So all this bad factors, all these harsh factors, simultaneously with the sanctions of Europe and sanctions of the United States against Nord Stream 2, are the main reasons why the energy market prices are going to rise further. Due to the daily charts, here's 4 previous days of oil prices action. And the opening of today's candle again is above yesterday's candle. That's a really good long-term signal. But don't forget that we are going to have some correctional movements. Let's look through the 4 hour chart of WTI crude oil prices. $104, maybe 100 is going to get retested, but any kind of reducing of amplitude near to the maximums, or any kind of consolidational movements near to these maximums, or inside the range of 115, 108, would tell us that prices are going to make some correctional movements. So we'd better to wait for this correctional movements to end, then get into market again. And let's check the natural gas prices as well. Due to the daily chart, the opening of today's candle was under the previous day's candle. It actually is telling us, I'm sorry, that's not stock. Natural gas, I'm gonna find it. Yes, here's natural gas. And let's check the daily chart. Let's check the long-term chart first, so we could so we can tell you what kind of prediction we have. Opening of today's candle is actually higher than yesterday's candle, even yesterday's highs. Yesterday's candle's highs. So that's a really good signal. But for today's session, due to dollar's correctional upward impulse, which is going to happen, we need to just get ready for some correctional movement downward. So let's look through 4 hour chart and just find the potential of this downward movement, of this downward correctional movement, which could happen. $4.60, $4.30 are the levels which could get retested in the near future. But pay attention. Near to these levels, we're going to have situations like here. We could have some consolidational movement. It could get stopped. Bears can get stopped. So sellers are really under the pressure, could get under the pressure near to these levels. And as we are getting near to these levels, we could actually think already about to get into the market again. So here we have some time to think, to wait, to see what would go on with markets during these 2 last days of this week. And you're going to check the price of commodity. I'm going to actually show you what is going on nowadays with the platinum and palladium prices, which are going to rise further. And here is a really important fundamental reason for both of these 2 assets to rise further, which is related to Russian sanctions. The sanctions of the United States and Europe against Russia, which could make Russia to be under the pressure, and actually it's related to the semiconductor raw material supplies, which Russia actually do, and about 40% of the raw material for the semiconductor and chip makers industry is supplied by Russia. And here we have a same problem with the energy market, which nowadays, for example, Europe is fighting with it. We all know that Western Europe is sitting and is using the Russian gas, it's trying to get away from it, it's trying to just make some boycotts on it and shift to American gas, natural gas, shift to, for example, Arabian oil. But it's not happening yet. But sanctions on Russian markets and on the Russian industry, on the Russian um, raw material industry could really make chip makers to rise their prices as well, and it could really help the palladium and platinum prices. These are the materials which are actually getting used by these industries, semiconductor industries, to produce their own products. And because of this, the prices of platinum and palladium are really rising further, and they're kind of rising. And this rise could really continue. For example, for palladium, $3,000 is a next target, and for platinum we have some accumulation here, and here as well we see that 1,200, 1,170 are the next targets, which could get retested because of the bad situation which now semiconductor markets are having because of the Russian sanctions. Next comes gold and silver prices, which are the commodity prices. As you know, silver and gold are the risk assets, and we have some risk of, for example, currencies like Japanese yen and Swiss franc as well, which are showing that something is going wrong around the world. It means that investors are going to taking out all of their monies from the main stock market. But it's not happening to United States stock market yet. It's happening to Russian stock market. And as you know, Russia and China, both of them are under really heavy sanctions. And all the sanctions could really make gold prices to rise further, because Russian and Chinese bank mostly like to buy gold, and most actually use this policy to defend their economy. And that's the only thing that they have. That's the only way that they use to defend their economy. So here we have some consolidation on the gold charts, the 4-hour chart, and let's see what is going on daily chart, so we can see what kind of situation we would have during this week. So opening of today's candle under the closing of yesterday's, actually it is above the closing of yesterday's candle, but that won't be a really good news yet. Today's during the day we could have some upward impulses, but you need to know that here we have a really important and powerful range above which we cannot, if we won't get above it, we cannot say that prices are going to go further. So let's see how historical is this level, and just pay attention on this retest, which is here, happened a year ago, and this retest which happened just now. So all of this retests of the mark of $2,000 or $1,980, which is a target level as well, are telling us that prices cannot actually go further this level. We need more harsher situation on the markets. We need more dangerous situation. We need more sanctions. We need more harsher economy situations, so prices could get above this level. So now the risk market, the appetite of risk market, of commodity market, is under the pressure of the uncertainty of the situation which we have now. So this uncertainty is going to continue maybe for a week or more, but the upward movement, the moderate upward movement of gold won't actually stop. You just need to pay attention that we have local supports here. 1,900, 1,920 are the local supports, and they could get retested, but prices are not going to break them through until something better happens to the markets. Now we have a situation which around which we are kind of getting worse and worse. So the situation is getting worse, and there's kind of no hopes for the situation to change. The only thing that could change the situation is if China helps Russia to makes its own economy maybe better and just fight the sanctions. Silver as well is retesting the local resistance, $25.50, $26, or even $26.50 are the next targets for silver due to daily chart. And that's a really good reason to believe that in the near future, during next sessions, after dollar prices impulsive upward movement ends, we could wait for some continuance of the price of gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. So we have to wait for it. And I think it's already started, but we could get some downward. We have some downward risk potential. So I need to just tell you that this downward risk potential for gold is around 1,900, 1,920, but for silver this range is this risk range is 25, 24.50. So this range could get retested. Don't worry about it. But after this retest, after some sessions, after next Asian session, gold is going to make more gold and silver or going to further rise and continue this upward movement. And at least we are getting closer to the cryptocurrency market. As you know, the news background for cryptocurrency market is kind of unpleasant previously, and it's related to the Russian sanctions. And the West world believes that Russia, by the help of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, could really help himself and won't get hurt by the Western sanctions. But some banks and some, for example, as we know, the CEO of Ripple, for example, some important people are telling that the most of cryptocurrency main exchangers in the world are related to different banks. Their systems are related to different banks. And that's the main reason that if there is any kind of sanctions for these banks against Russia, all of these exchangers, all of these important world huge exchangers like Binance, like I don't know, the other ones cannot make these transactions as well. If they do it, they would be fined, and that won't be really good for them. So we have a questionable situation here for Bitcoin, but I think that Bitcoin and Ethereum in the near future can make some impulsive upward speculative movement. So 50,000, 47,000 for Bitcoin are the levels that could get retested in the near future. And for Ethereum, this level is 3,200, 3,300, which could get retested in the near future. They have some chances of the retest and the speculative retest of these levels because we are really near to these levels, and we get near to these levels really, really moderately. And because we are getting near to these local resistance really moderately, it would mean that prices, especially due to this accumulation which we have, for example, due to 4-hour chart, we have accumulation here as well. We are waiting for some speculative movements, after which prices are going to reverse or just stop the upward movement. So For bears now, I think for sellers, it's not a good time to do anything. Maybe it would be better for scalpers to turn on 1 hour chart, 15-minute chart, and just use the momentum to make some money. Thank you guys that you watched this video. Don't forget to check our main site, our official site. On this side, we have different type of products for you, which you could use as a beginner and as a professional trader to make your trades more profitable. There are different type of courses, different type of instruments which you could use during trading on our platforms of MT4 and MT5. Don't forget to check all this information. Don't forget to subscribe on the channel and ring the bell so you won't miss our next programs. Till next time, have good tradings. Bye bye.